Today on TV Glimpse, Stranger Things recaps Season 4. In a flashback to 1979, Dr. Brenner is experimenting on children possessing supernatural abilities until a mysterious incident kills all of the children.
What have you done?
Except 11. In 1986, 8 months after the events at Starcourt Mall, Joyce, Will, Jonathan, and 11 have moved to California, where 11 struggles with the loss of her powers and is routinely bullied by other students. Joyce receives a porcelain doll in the mail, seemingly from Russia, and finds a hidden note stating that Hopper is alive. In Hawkins, Mike and Dustin have joined their high school's Hellfire Club, a Dungeons & Dragons club led by the eccentric Eddie Munson. As a result, they miss seeing Lucas win the basketball team's championship game. Max, who has broken up with Lucas, struggles to grieve Billy's death. Chrissy Cunningham, a student on the cheerleading team, is haunted by visions of her family and a ticking grandfather clock. While buying drugs from Eddie, Chrissy is possessed and killed by a sentient humanoid creature from her visions. Hopper has survived the explosion underneath Starcourt Mall but was captured by Russian soldiers and sent to a prison camp in Kamchatka. Joyce and Murray call the phone number on the note she was sent and speak to Enzo,
This is Enzo.
whom they deduce is a prison guard that Hopper has bribed. Enzo has them deliver a $40,000 ransom to his contact in Alaska. Mike flies to California to visit 11, where he and will witness her being bullied by her classmate Angela. 11 eventually retaliates by striking Angela in the face with a roller skate. Max tells Dustin she saw Eddie run away the night that Chrissy died. Along with Robin and Steve, they locate the traumatized Eddie and explain the Upside Down to him.
Vecna's curse.
Nancy and her fellow student reporter Fred investigate Chrissy's death. Eddie's uncle tells Nancy he believes the killer is Victor Creel, a Hawkins resident who was institutionalized after allegedly murdering his family in the 1950s. Fred is lured into the woods by visions of a girl he accidentally killed before Vecna murders him. Sam Owens is visited by U.S. Army LT Jack Sullivan, who believes 11 is responsible for Chrissy's death. 11 is arrested for assaulting Angela but is taken by Owens, who explains that Hawkins is in grave danger and that he has been working on a program to help bring back 11's powers. 11 agrees to go with him. Joyce and Murray fly to Alaska to deliver the ransom for Hopper. Hopper bribes a fellow inmate to break his shackles using a sledgehammer. Nancy and Robin go to the library to look up information about Victor Creel and discover that Creel blamed his family's murders on a demon, which they believe to be Vecna. Jason leads the basketball team to hunt for Eddie, believing him to have killed Chrissy, but Lucas abandons them. Max recalls that Chrissy had visited the school counselor before being killed by Vecna. She steals Chrissy and Fred's files from the counselor's office and learns they suffered from PTSD symptoms similar to hers. Max hears Vecna call her name and has a vision of a grandfather clock. Joyce and Murray deliver the ransom payment to Enzo's contact Yuri, but he drugs them, planning to turn them over to the Russians for a larger profit. Hopper escapes the prison camp but is soon recaptured. Jonathan, Mike, and will prepare to sneak away from Wallace and Harmon, agents sent by Owens to watch them, but armed soldiers attack the house. They escape with the help of Jonathan's friend Argyle. Nancy and Robin interview an imprisoned Victor Creel, who recounts his family being tormented and killed by supernatural forces, although he was arrested for their deaths. Max, fearing that Vecna is about to kill her, writes letters to her friends and family and goes to the cemetery to read her letter to Billy by his gravestone. She is soon possessed by Vecna and finds herself at his altar in the Upside Down. Steve, Dustin, and Lucas learn from Nancy and Robin that playing music can break Vecna's spell, and they play Max's favorite song. This opens a portal through which Max escapes Vecna's control, successfully avoiding death. Owens takes 11 to an abandoned ICBM silo in Nevada, where he and Dr. Brenner have developed a specialized isolation tank that allows 11 to access memories of her time with other children at Hawkins' lab. 11 attempts to escape and briefly regains her powers in the process, convincing her to continue with the experiment. In California, Agent Harmon dies before giving the boys a phone number for the Nina project that connects to a modem. Hopper is imprisoned alongside Antonov. While flying to Russia, Joyce and Murray subdue Yuri and crash land in the wilderness. Max, Lucas, Steve, and Dustin regroup with Nancy and Robin and decide to investigate the Creel house. Inside, they encounter flickering lights, which they trace to Vecna's movements in the Upside Down. Jason and his fellow players locate Eddie trying to escape in a boat at the Lover's Lake, and Jason and his teammate Patrick swim after him. Vecna kills Patrick in front of Jason and Eddie, causing the lights in the Creel house to burst. 11 relives memories of befriending a lab orderly who warns her not to trust Brenner. She also recalls being ostracized by other test subjects, leading her to believe she was responsible for the lab massacre. Susie helps Mike's group locate the Nina Project's coordinates and joins them in their quest to find it. Hopper and the other inmates are given a large feast, which Hopper warns is to prepare them to be fed to the Demogorgon. He later manages to pickpocket a lighter, recalling that the Demogorgon's weakness is fire. Joyce and Murray force Yuri to take them to a nearby town where he stores his goods and decide to have Murray pose as Yuri to infiltrate the prison. Jason galvanizes Hawkins' residents at a town hall meeting against Eddie's supposed satanic cult. Steve's group finds Eddie. Dustin notices his compass misbehaving and realizes there must be a new gate to the Upside Down nearby. They trace the gate to Lover's Lake, where Steve dives down to inspect it before being yanked into the Upside Down by a tendril and swarmed by bat-like creatures. Nancy, Robin, and Eddie dive down after him. Joyce, Murray, and Yuri enter Kamchatka and witness Hopper and his fellow prisoners fighting the Demogorgon. Hopper holds the creature back with a flaming spear while Murray and Joyce subdue the guards and open the prison doors, allowing Hopper and Antonov to escape. Joyce and Hopper reunite. Dustin, Lucas, and Erica theorize that Vecna has spawned a gate at the site of each murder, which they communicate to Steve's group in the Upside Down. Both parties reunite inside Eddie's trailer at the gate where Chrissy died. Robin and Eddie safely exit, but Vecna possesses Nancy. She discovers that he is Victor Creel's son Henry, who killed his mother and sister with his psychokinetic powers before falling into a coma and being placed in Brenner's care. Henry became Subject 1 in Brenner's experiments and later the orderly that 11 befriended. 11 finally remembers Henry committing the lab massacre and trying to kill her when she refused to help fulfill his murderous ambitions. 11 overpowered Henry and sent him to the Upside Down, where he became Vecna. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.